You want to know what regret sounds like? Ignoring a gun sold $300 in 2015, then find a whooping $3,000 on its price tag in 2025. That's real pain right there. And the worst part? It wasn't even rare back then. That's why today's list may hurt a little. These are the 10 guns that were everywhere 10 years ago. Cheap, reliable, perfect for the safe. But now, you'll wish you bought every single one of them when you had the chance. Like this gun on our 10th spot in the list is the Number 10, Desert Eagle .50 AE. Desert Eagle. The name alone turns heads. You don't even have to be a gun guy to know it. This is that gun, the one everybody points to and says, "Wah!" Big, bold, loud, and built like a handheld cannon. The Desert Eagle .50 AE isn't just a gun, it's a flex. And if you didn't grab one 10 years ago, yep, you probably should have bought one when they were still under $2,000. Back in 2013, you could grab one of these bad boys for around $1,400 to $1,800. Not cheap, but doable. Fast forward to 2025, try $2,300 or more, and that's before the fancy finishes like chrome or that wild gold tiger stripe. So what makes this thing so legendary? Let's start with the basics. It's gas-operated, not your typical recoil or blowback design. More like how rifles work. That's rare for a pistol. Then it's got a rotating bolt, a fixed 6-inch barrel, and it's chambered in the Monster .50 Action Express. In layman's terms, this thing hits hard. And it looks even meaner than it shoots. It holds 7 rounds in the mag, weighs a hefty 72 ounces, and comes in more finishes than a custom Harley. And if you've seen a movie in the last 20 years, you've probably seen one fire in slow motion. Pros: massive power in your hands, unique rifle-style internals, collector-worthy design, feels like a tank. Cons: huge recoil, not for beginners, heavy at 4 pounds, 8 ounces, ammo ain't cheap, and neither is the gun. Number 9. Smith & Wesson Shield 1.0 and 2.0. Let me paint the picture for you. It's 2014, you're walking past the gun counter, and there it is. The Smith & Wesson Shield sitting pretty at $299, and just when you thought that was a deal, Smith & Wesson was handing out $50 or $60 rebates like candy. Folks were walking out with these things for $199 like they were grabbing socks at Walmart. This wasn't just a good deal, it was the deal of the decade. Released in 2012, the Shield 1.0 was the first big-name single-stack 9mm to really nail the concealed carry market. It beat Glock to the punch by years. Slim? Oh yeah, under 1 inch thick. Light? Just 19 ounces unloaded. Barrel length? 3.1 inches. Chambered in 9mm with 7+1 or 8+1 capacity depending on the magazine. Reliable, rugged, and rust-resistant, it was built to disappear on your body. Then in 2017, S&W dropped the Shield 2.0 and turned a good thing into a great thing. Better grip texture, front slide serrations, and finally, a trigger that didn't feel like stepping in mud. Pros: dirt cheap back in the day, $199 to $350 with rebates. Insanely thin and lightweight, under 1 inch wide, 19 ounces. Trusted Smith & Wesson reliability. 2.0 trigger and grip texture were major upgrades. Perfect size for concealed carry. Cons: trigger on the 1.0 was gritty. Single stack means lower capacity compared to today's Micro 9s. No optic ready version back then. Today, try finding one under $400. And the Shield Plus or optic ready versions, even higher. But back then, it felt like stealing. This was the everyman's carry gun. Simple, reliable, and priced so low it almost felt wrong. Number 8. Ruger Precision Rifle RPR. In 2015, the Ruger Precision Rifle was just sitting on shelves collecting dust at around $1,000. Looked crazy for a bolt gun. Most people walked right past it. See, before the RPR showed up, precision rifles were either crazy expensive or custom-built nightmares. Ruger looked at that mess and said, "Hold my beer." This thing came ready to rock right out of the box with sub-MOA accuracy. which means this rifle was stacking bullets inside an inch at 100 yards with factory ammo. No gunsmith needed. No magic reloading voodoo. Chambered in fan favorites like .308, 6.5 Creedmoor, .243 Win, and later the big boys like .300 Win Mag and .338 Lapua, this thing was the working man's sniper rifle. Barrel length varied with caliber, but we're talking serious reach. The adjustable stock? Set it just how your shoulder likes it. The cheek rest is twist and lock it in. The whole thing was modular, including a pistol grip, buttstock, and a M-lock rail to slap whatever you want on it. Weight-wise, she's a chunky gal at about 160 ounces without optics, but that's part of why it shoots soft. And now, that same rifle that sold for $999 to $1,200? In 2025, you'll see them floating around $1,600 plus or more depending on setup. And with PRS competitions and long-range shooting exploding, demand ain't slowing down. Pros: factory sub-MOA accuracy, modular like an AR, adjustable everything, perfect PRS starter rifle. Cons: heavy at 10 pounds, bolt throw kinda long, trigger is good, but not custom good. Number 7. Nighthawk Custom Commander, 2011. Ever wish you grabbed a Rolex before prices exploded? Yeah, meet the gun version of that, the Nighthawk Custom Commander 2011. A gun so nice, it's hand-built by one master gunsmith from start to finish. No assembly line, no shortcuts, just straight-up craftsmanship. This thing is a 2011 style pistol, basically a double-stack 1911 for the modern age, but sized down with a 4.25-inch stainless bull barrel. Chambered in 9mm, it's made for carry, but with all the polish of a high-end race gun. The aluminum grip keeps it slim and light, while the steel frame gives you that perfect heft for shooting flat and staying on target. The trigger is custom tuned to break like a dry twig at 3.5 to 3.75 pounds. And those Heine straight 8-night sights, they glow like runway lights when the sun goes down. Plus, it's optics ready, so you can slap a red dot on it without any slide mods. Did we mention the black nitride finish? Yeah, tough as nails and wears like armor. But the thing is, this thing used to be just expensive. Now, try $4,000 to $5,000 plus, if you can even find one. It's a boutique gun with limited runs, and demand is only climbing. Back in 2015, you could snag one for around $2,800. Now, you'll wish you sold a kidney and grabbed two. Pros: insane craftsmanship. One gunsmith, start to finish, super accurate, soft shooter, concealed carry friendly for a double stack, optics ready, night sight ready, range ready. Cons: costs as much as a used truck, too pretty to beat up, limited supply, long wait lists. If you ever see one in the wild for under $4,000, don't think, just buy. Number 6. Colt 1911. Alright, let's just get this out of the way. The Colt 1911 isn't just a gun. It's the gun. The one your grandpa loved, your dad respected, and now, well, if you didn't grab one back in the day, get ready to feel that wallet pain. This powerhouse of a gun was born in 1911. Yep, over a century ago. Designed by none other than John Browning, the Einstein of gun design. Chambered in the good old .45 ACP, packing 7 to 8 rounds of pure American attitude. And that barrel? A classic 5 inches of business. Weight? She's a heavy lady at about 39 ounces unloaded. But that's part of the charm. The 1911 didn't just serve in both world wars, it survived them. It shined in Korea, then Vietnam. This gun was there before you were even born. And the reason it's still around in 2025? It works. Plain and simple. See, the Colt 1911 runs on a short recoil system with a single-action trigger that breaks like a glass rod. It's got a grip safety and a thumb safety. So yeah, this gun was safety flexing before it was cool. And the ergonomics. It points like it's reading your mind. But here's the gut punch. Back in the early 2011s, you could score one of these for $800 to $900 easy. Today, new Colt 1911. Government models average around $1,623. Used, still $1,600 plus. And don't even peek at the special editions unless you're ready to cry over $2,000 for the rare stuff. Pros: proven reliable through literal wars, accurate like crazy, timeless looks that never go out of style, built like a tank. Cons: heavy at 39 ounces, only 7 to 8 rounds, needs regular cleaning, definitely not cheap anymore. Number 5. Ruger Mark IV. Alright, let's be honest. If you've ever owned a Ruger Mark II or Mark III, then you probably learned two things real quick: how to shoot a .22 like a champ, and how to cuss like a sailor trying to put it back together. But in 2016, Ruger fixed everything with the Mark IV. And folks, this was the glow-up we didn't know we needed. The Mark IV kept everything great from the classic series. Same .22 LR accuracy, same legendary reliability, but added one game-changing feature: a push-button takedown. That's right, press one button and the whole thing opens up like a clamshell. Absolutely no tools and no swearing. Chambered in .22 LR with various models like Target Light Tactical. Most versions run a barrel around 4.4 to 6.88 inches depending on variant. Weight? As light as 25 ounces for the light models. Perfect for new shooters, casual range days, or just cheap, accurate fun. And the trigger? Clean, crisp, and especially sweet in the Target model. Add in timeless looks, an unbeatable aftermarket, and this thing just sings on the range. Pros: push-button takedown. Finally, reliable, fun, and stupid accurate. Affordable ammo and smooth shooting. Great for training, teaching, or just plinking steel. Cons: still a .22 LR, not for self-defense. Earlier models gave the series a tough reputation. Some lightweight versions might feel too toy-like for some folks. Launched around $399 to $499, these things were a no-brainer. But now, finding a good variant might run you closer to $600, especially the Target or Light models. Number 4. Sig Sauer MPX. Back in the early 2010s, you could grab a brand new Sig MPX for around $1,500. And back then, folks were saying, "Cool gun, but I'll wait for the prices to go down." Well, surprise, surprise, now it's 2025, and that wait costs you a cool $2,000 to $2,500, if you can even find this gun on a shop. This is the gun Sig designed to outdo the iconic MP5, and they didn't just match it, they overbuilt it. Chambered in 9mm with a short-stroke gas piston and rotating closed bolt, the MPX shoots soft, cycles smooth, and runs clean. Barrel lengths vary by variant. The MPX-K runs a short 4.5 inches, while full-size PCC models can stretch out longer. Weight? Around 6.2 pounds, depending on config, but still lighter than the classic MP5. Here's the beauty of the Sig MPX. If you've ever handled an AR, you'll feel right at home. It runs almost exactly the same. It's fully ambidextrous. It's got a last round bolt hold open, which means when you're empty, the bolt locks back just like an AR. And that flared magwell makes reloads faster and smoother, even when you're in a rush or got shaky hands at the range. It's optics ready right out of the box. Modular handguard and barrel system means you can change the length or even caliber at home. Pros: AR style controls, super familiar and intuitive. More modern, modular, and optic-friendly than the MP5. Softer shooting and easier to clean. Toolless disassembly equals upgrade heaven. Great for defense, comps, or range fun. Cons: price now punches high, $2,000 plus in most cases. Heavier than a traditional handgun, not a carry gun. This was the smart guy's MP5, $1,000 cheaper, easier to run, and twice as modern. Number 3. Glock 19 Gen 5. This is one of those powerhouses you wish you bought back in 2017 when it dropped at around $550 before the prices and demand shot up like gas after a hurricane. Now here's why the Gen 5 is the Glock 19 to get. It wasn't just a refresh. It was a total upgrade. Over 20 improvements from Gen 4. Glock threw out the finger grooves, tightened up the groups with their new marksman barrel, and slapped on a slicker, tougher NDLC finish that shrugs off wear like a champ. The barrel came at 4.02 inches, chambered in 9mm. Weight, 23.63 ounces unloaded. Goldilocks size, not too big, not too small. Just right for concealed carry, home defense, range time. Heck, it even works as a duty gun. Ambidextrous slide release? Check. Flared magwell for faster reloads? Yup. And it's got that classic Glock simplicity. No nonsense, just runs. Pros. Best version of the Glock 19 ever made. Insanely reliable and durable. It's a Glock after all. Improved barrel equals better accuracy. Better ergonomics for more hand sizes. Still modular, parts galore and easy to customize. Cons. Not optic ready unless you grab the MOS version. Glock trigger is better, but still me to some. Some folks just don't love the Glock look, boxy and proud. Today, a new Gen 5? You're looking at $620 to $700, and that's if you find one in stock. People know this is the buy once, use forever Glock. Number 2, Sig Sauer P365. Alright, let me just say it. If there was ever a gun that deserves the word game changer, this is it. When the Sig Sauer P365 showed up in 2018, it didn't just enter the game, it flipped the table, changed the rules, and told everyone else to catch up. This little beast is chambered in 9mm, has a barrel length of 3.1 inches, and weighs just 17.8 ounces. That's pocket size, with attitude. Here's what made it wild. Every other tiny concealed carry gun at the time, 6 or maybe 7 rounds. Glock 43 S&W shield, same story. The P365, flush fit mag with 10+1. That's right, 10 in the morning, 1 in the pipe. All in a gun that's barely an inch wide. How? Magic. Okay, technically, a semi-double stack magazine. But magic sounds cooler, and Sig didn't stop there. They rolled out the P365 XL, a longer slide and a 12+1 capacity. Then came the P365 SAS, built like a bar of soap, no sight sticking out to snag on anything. Though let's be real, that weird little gutter sight isn't for everybody. This thing comes loaded right out of the box. X-ray night sights and a striker-fired trigger that feels crispy, front slide serrations, and a nitron finish that laughs in the face of rust. Pros: tiny gun, big capacity, clean, excellent trigger, night sight standard, modular, extra large, SAS, macro, take your pick. Cons: SAS version is, an acquired taste. Prices are creeping up fast. Speaking of price, back in the day these were floating around $499 to $549. Now, good luck finding one under $599. Why? Because people are hoarding these things like ammo in 2020. The secret's out. The P365 isn't just popular, it's becoming scarce. If you see one sitting in a case, don't think. Grab it, or somebody else will. Number 1, Staccato HDP4. The Staccato HDP4 is the gun you'll be kicking yourself over after 10 years, wondering why you didn't grab one when you had the chance. Why? Because this isn't just some safe queen you show off at BBQs. Nope. This is what they call a premium workhorse, built for real shooters who want real performance and durability. We're talking a 9mm pistol with either a 4-inch or 4.5-inch match-grade stainless steel bull barrel, and it weighs in around 33 ounces. Solid in the hand, smooth on the recoil. Now here's what makes the HDP4 legendary. It runs Glock mags. That's right, any Glock 17 or 19 mag you've got laying around, this thing eats them. From 17 rounds all the way to the 33-round fun sticks. Built from billet steel, slide and frame, with tolerances so tight the thing feels like it was built in a bank vault. And those forward-leaning serrations makes racking it easy even with gloves on. Trigger, oh buddy. A flat-faced 2.5-pound pull breaks clean like a light switch, quick and sharp with almost no take-up. Add a DLC coating for durability, a fiber optic front sight, blacked-out rear, and it's optics ready for your favorite red dot without needing weird plates. Pros: built like a tank, Glock mag compatible, Ridiculously smooth shooter. Factory trigger is chef's kiss. Optics ready. Cons. Price, about $2,499, heavier than some might like for carry. But here's the thing, these are getting harder to find every year. Prices are only going one way, and that's up. See one sitting in the shop today? Buy it. Future you will thank you, and your wallet probably won't. And as we come to the end, the moral of the story is, when you come across some of these guns, don't think, just buy it. Future you will thank you. Let me know down below, what's your biggest gun regret? And while you're here, hit that like, hit that sub, and I'll see you in the next one.